Hey guys, it's your boy Rs back at it again with another video. Sorry that I'm late with this one, but I had to re-record. I just didn't like the previous version of this video that I made. So as a result, we're going to try to get through this as fast as humanly possible. I am basing my tier list off of what Pridewin has already created. If you don't know who Pridewin is, you can go ahead and take the time and go look them up. But the overwhelming majority of players should know who Pridewin is. So that's the reason why I'm basing it off of them as opposed to reinventing the wheel. And that's the reason why all their character descriptions are right here. Important note, this tier list is predicting where I believe these characters will be rated by the end of the version, not how good they are currently. All characters are rated at E0, S0. So I'm also going to full screen this. If you want to take the time and read this, you can go ahead, but I'm going to be moving on for the sake of time. Additionally, there are some important differences as well, but again, for the sake of time, I do not want to make another 50-minute video. I'm going to put the important differences between their tier list and mine here so that you can read those out. You can pause right now, take your time and read, and then continue with the video once you're done reading. Everybody else, moving right on. All right, we're going to be going from right to left, starting with Lingsha. She goes tier 0.5. She is easily one of the best sustains in the entire game, and you would be lucky to have her on your account. The reason why I'm not putting her at tier 0, even for free-to-play players, is because I believe that the meta is currently shifting to a sustainless playstyle. She will be nuts, and she will be good for the overwhelming majority of players, but that doesn't mean necessarily that she's going to stay in tier 0 forever. So I think she's going to be tier 0.5. I think that's where she's going to be by the end of the version. Goes without saying, Robin, Trailblazer tier. Insane. That's the reason why I pulled her E1, S1. She is unbelievable value, will immediately make your account better. If you don't pull her, utterly foolish. Don't know what else to tell you. That's where I'm putting her at. Silverwolf is actually going to go here. I know that people might think that she is going to go up in tiers because of Caster Ice. I completely disagree. I believe that the team that is going to be run in the meta variation, the try-hard variation of her team is going to be Robin, Sunday, and Remembrance main character. As a result, I'm putting her in tier 3. I think she's actually going to continue to lose value as the version goes on because there's going to be a resurgence of AoE bosses and enemies. These are just my predictions. I don't actually know. So that's where I'm putting her. I don't think that she's worth anyone's time. This is obviously a prediction. Yes, I have seen this character's kit. Yes, she looks fun, but I do not agree with people saying that she's going to be the next Robin or Ronway. I think that she is going to be a very niche character who will be helpful to some people, but is not nearly on the same level as Robin or Ron May. So that's the reason why I'm putting her in tier 1. The Remembrance Trailblazer. I know you might think that they deserve to be in a Trailblazer tier, but the only reason why I'm not doing that is because even though they're going to be insanely strong when they come out, inevitably, and we all know this, another character is going to come out by the end of the version that directly power creeps this character because they're going to get another path. For that reason, I believe that they're going to be at 0.5 by the time that this version ends, and regardless, they're going to be strong for the overwhelming majority of the version. So obviously, if you don't build this character, like, why would you do that? So yeah, tier 0.5. This is also a hard predict. I honestly have no clue what this character's kit is going to look like because I keep hearing conflicting sources every time I'm looking around at the dreams. So as a result, I gotta put him here. He looks very interesting if he gets the kit that I think that he's going to get. If that kit information that I received is incorrect, then he's most likely going to be here. So I hope that he gets the path and the element that I want him to get. If he does, right here. Otherwise, right here. Boo Boot Hill is one of the best characters in the game, especially for Break. Break is very, very, very inexpensive to go into. He's proved that he can remain in the meta very long term, and therefore would not be a downside for anybody who is looking to go into Break or invest in Break. So definitely solid tier 0.5 character. Jade, I think that her value is going to go up massively in this next version. Well, in this current version we're in, that would have been apt if I said that yesterday. But yeah, she's definitely going to increase in value. She is a very nice and strong character. She is going to get supports that's going to make her better. She plays perfectly with Madame Herda, but I think that her overall utility is still not going to be insane, so I'm not going to put her in tier 0.5. I think her overall utility would place her at tier 1. This might be controversial. I don't give a shit. My Day, in my opinion, does not have the support necessary to be considered tier 0.5 or tier 0. When he comes out, he's probably going to be here. Maybe, maybe he's here. But I think that by the end of the version, if he does not get a dedicated HP support, or in general, we get an HP dedicated support, that's where he's going to end up at. Moving on. Aglia, really powerful character. If you have Sunday, you're going to cook with her easily. If you have Robin, you're going to cook with her easily. She does a lot of damage. And to be honest, even though there are other lightning DPS in the game that are better than her, there's not a whole lot of them actually. It's really only Acheron. So because she's basically the second best lightning DPS in the game, she deserves that 0.5 slot. Maybe one will come out in the future that we're not aware of, but until then, I think that she settles very nicely in tier 0.5. Madam Herder, I know that everybody's talking about this character. They're saying the damage is insane. I don't care. I do not believe this character is going to be tier 0. I think that eventually they're going to fall off just a little bit. They're going to be definitely a strong option for most players' accounts, but I'm going to put her at tier 0.5. That's where I predict that she's going to end up at. Fei Xiao, also known as Bei Xiao, because that's what I call her. Insane character. I still believe that her with Robin and the Harmony main character with IM7 is going to be the strongest. Thought that I ran out of time for a second. That was one of my alarms. That scared the shit out of me. Anyway, so I still think that that team, the Fei Xiao, Robin, IM7, and Remember's main character team is going to be the strongest, we'll say, budget meta team in the game. I say free to play, to be honest, but I want to be fair. We'll say budget. And yeah, she's just nuts. She can help you clear all the content. If you're looking to get a very strong unit that has a very low likelihood of being power crept, I definitely recommend trying this character out. And of course, we got Seele Pro Max. She's going to be broken. There's not a lot to talk about here. Of course, she's going to be broken. She's an anniversary character. We've seen the animations. I'm saving for her. It's got to happen. Just from my personal perspective, I'm going to probably be pulling for both of these characters. But if his kit changes, then I'm only going to be pulling for her until I see something else that interests me. Moving on. So, these are some notes. The only important note that I'm going to read out is that all pull recommendations are based on my experience and perspective as a free-to-play player. Pull value is also considered using a character's rating from the previous list. You can read the rest of this if you want to stop and look at that. I'm going to full screen it so that it's easier for you to read. And then we're going to move on to the next slide. These are the pool ratings. So I wanted to have a detailed explanation for why I put characters in certain lists, but I realized that explaining all of that would probably take up too much time, and it did take up too much time on my other recording. So for those that want to read all this, you can go ahead and do so. It should only take you like 2 minutes to do. For everybody else who doesn't care about reading, we're moving on. Pretty easy. If you're a free-to-play player, you're fresh off the train, and you're looking for a sustain that is just going to carry you through everything, Linksha is it. 1000%. I don't care about her, but that doesn't matter because the majority of players need sustains, and she is honestly one of the best ones. She's definitely the best abundance. Whether or not she's the best sustain is a different story. Definitely recommend that you should pull her. Not even a debate. She is utterly insane. She has carried me through every form of content and has remained relevant no matter how the meta changes, and she is going to still be meta no matter how the meta changes. As a matter of fact, she currently adapts to the Remembrance meta because she can move up those member sprites. So, yeah, she's insane. If you don't pull her, again, utter foolishness. Yeah, we're not even going to move Silverwolf. She just stays there. Not gonna bother explaining why. Really, she just sucks. We already talked about why I think that she sucks. I've said it in like 2 different videos now. So yeah, lay skip. Again, this is purely a guess. I could be 100% incorrect here. If he has the kit that I think that he's going to have, he's going to be here. If he doesn't, he's going to be here. So I'm hoping that he gets the kit that I want. If he does, he stays there. But if I find out that his kit changes, I'm going to update the tier list because this is not like something that's going to be set in stone. I'm going to update it as time goes along. And hopefully he stays here. Again, I think this character's hype that's building up behind the scenes is not worth it. I think that she is a comfort pool, kind of on the level of what Silverwolf was when she came out, and therefore, I can't recommend highly that anybody pull for this character when she rolls around. I honestly think that if you have a built account and you're just looking to experiment with maybe like a third 5-star Harmony, sure, maybe, but definitely should not be your first 2 options and is better off as a third or fourth option at best. Boot Hill, as I said, very strong character, very powerful. He has proven that he can remain in the meta because Super Break is so available to most players. So therefore, yeah, this guy is just like one tapper. He cooks bosses. Very strong. Is going to help you out in APOC Shadow, and he's going to help you out in Memory of Chaos and Simulated Universe. 100% recommend that you pull him. But of course, what you pull for is dependent on what you have on an account. So take that in mind when you're listening to my perspective. Same thing. I had this character at E0 as 0. She's nice, but she is not someone that I believe is a necessity for your account. Now, obviously, if you're pulling for Madame Herta and that's someone that you're very eager about going into, then logically she goes up here. But from my perspective, on a general sense, I think that she is a comfort pool. You don't need her, but she is very fun to play and will help you with your account. So that's where I'm going to put her. Definitely putting her up here. Like I said, there's not many lightning DPS that are above her. The only one that I can think of right now is Acheron, and getting like a slightly worse Acheron is honestly not that bad of a deal. I think that she's going to be strong very long term. She works with some of the best supports in the game, and yeah, she is going to be good for most players' accounts. Now, this character is actually kinda sus. I actually don't believe in the hype of this character as much. Gonna be real. So I'm moving them down here. And the reason being is that for erudition characters, they have big peaks and big falls. And usually the characters that are able to sort of get through anything are usually like hunt type characters. And Aglia is a hunt type character. Not this one. Now, if she was kind of like an Acheron, I could see it, but for the time being, I'm actually going to put her in comfort pool. This could be me being off, but I personally don't believe and the longevity of erudition characters. They have the ability to increase in value, kind of like Himiko. But with Himiko, we basically had to wait almost two versions for her to be insane, maybe two and a half versions. So yeah, right now she's probably going to be really good. But if for some reason they completely change the way that the meta looks like, and they make it so that the majority of the bosses that you're facing are largely single target, I think that this character might lose some value there. So not a highly recommended pick. She'll make your life easier, but I'm a sticker right there. Sele Pro Max, without question. I'm pulling for her. She's going to be nuts. That is all. Moving on. Bei Xiao. She goes there. She's nuts. Not explaining in any further detail because I have literally glazed Fei Xiao for infinity videos. I've shown her off in a ton of my runs. If you don't know why I think that she's in this position, just go back and watch some of my other videos. And if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. But of course, no DPS is really a must pull. But if I could, with my biased self, if I could put her in must pull, I would 1000%. If I just ignored reason, I definitely put her there. Now, my day. People are not going to like this opinion. Again, don't give a shit. The reason why I put him there is the same reason as earlier. This guy has no dedicated supports, and that concerns me. I do not want this character to end up like another Jinglu. I do not want this character to end up like another Blade. And right now, he's just kind of looking like Jinglu Pro Max. And to be honest, that is not a good selling point. So for that reason, I'm putting him at luxury pool. He has very low account value. Of course, he's gonna look nuts, but I think that by the end of the version, he is going to fall off, and for that reason, he stays right there. So, for those who want the overview, I'm just going to go ahead and full screen this so that people can take a look at it. Of course, I keep messing up anyway. Why do I bother? Why do I bother? This is what happens when you rush. But this is my list. You can screenshot this. I'm going to put this in my community post. It doesn't matter. That's my tier list. It can be updated over time. These are my pool recommendations for 3.0 to 3.2. We might make one of these every version. And guys, we're growing. I appreciate all the new subscribers. So if you want me to make more of these, please tell me. I can do these on stream too. Hope you guys got some insight from this. Like I said, I'm going to post this on my community posts. Thank you for showing up. Like the video. Subscribe. Your boy Ars is out. Also, if you have any questions about anything that I said here or any of my decision making further, you can always ask in the comments. All right, for real this time. See you guys later and have a good rest of your day.